Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Peace, love, and positivity to you. My name is Sohum, and today I'll be giving a first-time reaction to the Indigo Girls. They're a folk rock slash pop slash indie duo. Technically, it's not my first time ever hearing them. I listened to one of their songs on a live stream I did a while back. I liked what I heard, and today we're going to be checking out two more of their tracks, starting with Closer to Fine and Love's Recovery. Super excited to check these out today, but before we do, a massive thank you goes to Sean for making this reaction request and for bringing a new artist to the channel. But now, let's just jump into it. I remember them being extremely acoustic driven, and of course the dual vocals.
I'm trying to tell you something about my life. Maybe give me insight between black and white. And the best thing you ever done for me used to help me take my life less seriously. It's only life after all. Yeah. Well, darkness has a hunger that's insatiable.
Wow, I love the lyrics already.
And lightness has a call that's hard to hear. And I wrap my fear around me like a blanket. I sail my ship of safety till I sank it.
Love the harmonies in this.
And I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains.
You know, this reminds me so much of Annie DeFranco. I did a handful of reactions to Annie a while back on the channel, and Annie has a very acoustic forward style, so you'll constantly be hearing some form of strumming. I like that. We get some of that in here. Well, a lot of that in here.
I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, I drank from the fountains. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. And the less I seek my source for some,
oh, the layering now.
Closer I am to find, yeah. Closer I am to find, yeah.
Beautiful.
And I went to see the doctor of philosophy with a poster of Rasputin and a beer down to his knee.
We're going to talk about these lyrics so much, guys.
Well, see, it'd be a great movie. He graded my performance. He said he could see through me. I spent 4 years prostrate to the higher mind. Got my paper and I was free.
You guys might think I'm crazy for making this reference now, but I'm also reminded a bit of the vocals you'll hear in The Counting Crows. The Counting Crows have a very kind of indie style of vocal delivery, and especially on a few of the syllables, I'd have to like point them specifically out, but I'm hearing a bit of that in here as well.
Prostrate to the higher mind.
That kind of enunciation.
I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, I drank from the fountains. There's more
Fountain of
than
Youth.
one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line.
I like that line. Very poetic.
Closer I am to find, yeah. Closer I am to find, yeah.
Because of course we have like amazing flute melody.
To seek solace in a bottle or possibly a friend. And I woke up with a headache like my head against a board. Twice as cloudy as I'd been the night before. And I went in seeking clarity. And I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains. I looked
there an additional voice? Like 3 in total? I think it's still 2, just the way it's panned. To the Bible, we go through the workout, we read up on revival, we stand up for the lookout. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. Wow. And the less I seek my source for some definitive, closer I am to find, closer I am to find. Wow, this is so enriching. Cool, man. Yeah, I like that song. You guys know me. I'm going to talk your head off about the lyrics here. So I think I'll draw our attention first to some of the cool like musical elements that I noticed in this listen. First things first, it is so acoustically driven. This was my expectation going into these tracks today, just given what I had heard from the Indigo Girls before. But it's even more the case here. It is just so constant. I think we have 2 separate acoustic tracks being recorded and panned separately, but it creates this very expansive, kind of wide feel in our headphones, which I really like, because I don't really think there's other elements to the song other than acoustic guitar and vocals. And if there is drums, like, it is so well hidden in there. At least, like, as I'm like reflecting on this song now, I don't remember if there were drums in this, because any of like the beat or percussion or whatever felt like it was fully accounted for with the guitar strumming. And that's something I've said before about the acoustic guitar as an instrument, but it's not only a string instrument, it is a percussive one too, if you want it to be. Depends on the way you attack the strings. If you thump on the body of the instrument, there's many unique ways in which you can create percussive sound from the guitar, and that helps you when you are like a one-man mission or a two-man mission. So yeah, awesome layering too in the vocals. There's a lot of moments where one singer is singing right in front and then another voice comes from behind in the rafters. And because there's a difference in the decibels of those two voices, and one of them is a little bit distant in terms of like recording, it creates this really cool like depth effect where their voices can kind of phase in and out of one another. That said, there was still felt like there was one like lead voice throughout this recording, but yeah, really cool like songwriting style. It feels very homey. That tends to be like the quality of a lot of like folk and indie music, is that you can just like sit in your wooden cabin with friends by the fire, you're enjoying food, you're just looking into each other's eyes, singing about life. And that is exactly what this song is. It is a reflection on life. What makes it easier? What makes it harder? There's a million reasons in our lives for things to feel like they are completely out of order, because there's always a looming threat if you're looking for the threats. That's not to say that we shouldn't be protecting ourselves and looking out for things that are, going to pose massive risks to us, but very often we can overburden ourselves with the constant threat scanning without ever actually softening and relaxing into our lives. We got to enjoy the life that we have. Otherwise, what are we protecting? What are we fearful of losing if all we feel is fear? And it is a lot simpler to say, a lot harder to do, to let go of the different fears and things that kind of keep us from being fine, because we can logically justify a lot of what does concern us. Maybe we're aging too fast. Maybe we're not making enough money. Maybe our health is in disarray. There's so many reasons to not be fine, but counterintuitively, a better way to feel fine is to just relax and experience. And then things start to clarify themselves when you're more present with who you are, what you feel, because now you can start to remove the legitimate threats from your life, because instead of viewing everything as a threat, now you are actually able to determine, hey, these are the things that makes me happy and these are the things that don't make me happy. And there's an obvious green, positive, red, negative thing to just, keep and remove. And the reason I frame it like that is because oftentimes when you're in this like constant threat detection mode, green is never really felt because you're fearing losing the green. So you're either hovering between red and black, which is like kind of neutral. You don't ever get to really experience the joy that your life should be. You know what I mean? But such a lovely song, very poignant, and I think always is going to be relevant. Great first start. Let's check out Love's Recovery. Okay, so we have piano in this one, and acoustic.
During the time of which I speak, it was hard to turn the other cheek to the blows of insecurity, feeding the cancer of my intellect.
Wow.
The blood of love,
Wow.
so neglected, lay dying in the strength of its impurity.
Dude, these lyrics, I'm reminded a bit of Tracy Chapman, the way that these songs are just so pointed. Feeding the cancer of my intellect, the blood of love soon neglected. Right? The imbalance of being overly analytical and not experiencing your own humanity through emotion, because we suppress our emotions. And I am a shining example of somebody who I used to bottle everything, and I thought analytical over it all. There's a place for both, and if you are killing your emotional brain or heart, really, to satisfy your analytical one, that is not a trade-off worth making.
Answer of my intellect, the blood of love, soon neglected.
I love the lyrics, man. Jesus.
Dying in the strength of its impurity.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, our friends we thought
That's so
were
true too. Sorry to pause it so much. I have so much going on in my mind. Dying in the strength of its impurity. Your intellect may feel strong on the surface, but because it was, not grass fed, it's not actually good for you the way you think it is.
Together, they've all gone and left each other in search of fair weather. And we sit here in our storm and drink a toast to the slim chance of love's recovery.
Dude, the acoustic guitar that just started strumming in your left headphone is so warm.
There I am in younger days, stargazing,
pretty.
picture perfect maps of how my life and love would be. Not counting the unmarked paths of misdirection, my compass, faith in love's perfection. I missed 10 million miles of road I should have seen.
Oh, wow.
Meanwhile, our friends we thought were so together.
Oh, listen to that harmony
left
again.
each other one by one on the road to fair weather.
How cool.
And we sit here in our storm, drink a toast to the slim chance of love's recovery.
Slim chance, wow.
Rain soaked and boys choked like silent screams.
the breathiness.
Leading us away to our extinction.
Oh, come on.
Oh, how I wish I were a trinity, so if I lost a part of me, I'd still have two of the same to live. But nobody gets a lifetime rehearsal, as specks of dust were universal. So let this
I love this so much.
survive.
Oh my goodness.
Be the greatest gift that we could
These are some of the best lyrics you'll get.
tell all the friends who think they're so together that these are ghosts and mirages, all these thoughts of fair weather. Though it's storming out, I feel safe within the arms of love's discovery.
Dude. This song is elite for so many reasons. Dude, yeah, I don't know if we can go another day without listening to more Indigo girls on this channel, so send more Indigo girl requests my way. I would definitely be down to check more of their stuff out. This is so good for so many reasons, and I think the biggest one is the meaning in these tracks. But listen even to the way that the harmonies in this song developed. There are so many moments where you can hear the two voices coming together, but then falling in and out of dissonance. It feels a bit, I wouldn't say grating, but there's some moments where it's like you're hearing C and C sharp, right? And naturally, those two frequencies, they don't complement one another well, but there's a reason to why they're doing that, because when you stay there, you feel the tension, and then we resolve it with a more reliable interval, call it like a minor third, for example. I love songs that aren't shy when it comes to creating more dissonant sounds in a landscape, in a soundscape that feels more familiar, because what we're hearing melodically in the acoustic guitar, in the piano, that is all you would say like above board in terms of the scale that it's utilizing. Like any person who talks to you about music theory, they'll say, yeah, everything that we heard from the instrumental perspective was, relatively speaking, standard. There are particular moments where I really liked the way in which the piano was fitting in to what was played on the guitar. And we had multiple guitars too, and sometimes playing the lead rather than just strumming out the chords. But to me, the shining star in this song are the lyrics, are the harmonies. Let's try to unpack the lyrics in this one. I had a bit of a harder time creating, like, in my brain, one specific meaning of this song, because I feel like it explores a lot of different avenues within love. The idea that, love is often resilient, but, when it breaks, then we experience heartbreak, which is very messy. The way we feel the loss of a relationship, the grief that is suffered. People will say grief is never linear. A similar thing applies to the grief of losing a relationship. We feel broken. We feel happy that we're out of the situation. We feel devastated that we've lost so much of our time and energy and with somebody who we thought we would live the rest of our lives with. You feel betrayed, but you also feel wiser. There's so many different things that go on when it comes to relationship dynamics and how it affects our individual psyche. It isn't easy to condense it into one meaning. But through that very messy process, we do become more wise. We can become more mature. And then if it's possible, we can actually recover love. And this is something too that I think is worth considering, but oftentimes people apply heartbreak to the literal separation of a relationship where, let's say, a divorce happened or a girlfriend and boyfriend broke up with one another. Like, that is a very easy way to determine, like, they are no longer together. But technically, we can still feel emotional heartbreak within the context of the relationship, even if we're still together. The idea that you are perfect when you're together and then once you're apart, that's when the heartbreak starts, is kind of a misnomer, because the heartbreak generally starts while you're in the relationship. And so very often, all of our relationships will experience minor versions of heartbreak, of disappointment, of betrayal. All of these negative things on the surface end up being opportunities for us to mend things and bring connection, rather than like pushing things under the rug. If we can address them in an open and honest way, that actually brings the relationship together. And anyone in an extremely long-term relationship or happy marriage will tell you, not all perfect. You're going to have your disagreements. You're going to have your rough days. The resilience is the thing that you two should cultivate, so that you can build that ideal life and relationship with one another, and reclaim the lost love. It isn't easy. Our egos are certainly attached. We are constantly triggered and impacted emotionally, but someone who is there for you to make your life better, who loves you, is going to hold the space for you to be the messy version of yourself and allow you the space to also grow through that messiness, and vice versa. We should also have that patience for the other. But two amazing songs from the Indigo Girls today. I think my favorite was the second track here, Love's Recovery, but honestly, they were both amazing. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. If you'd like to request more Indigo Girls on the channel yourself, you can always do so by hitting the first link in the description box below. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.